Okay, Lior, tell me a little bit about the last couple of ball games. Pretty good numbers against Missouri, 3 for 4 and 2 for 2, and then the other night against Vandy, 3 for 5 and 2 for 4. Uh, just tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, how you're playing now and how your game's coming along.
Yeah, I think it's each season I've kind of gained confidence. It's my senior year, and just kind of stepping into the role that I've been able to do. That just has come with a lot of repetitions, shots, knowing that my teammates trust me, my coaches, and through my teammates, my coaches, I've just gained this confidence. That I can score the ball, and it's been good. I feel like we've been playing well as a team. We just gotta put a few things together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last February has been brutal. Obviously, the last 8 games haven't been that great, but you guys have been close. Is there something that you see with your teammates in practice and the games that maybe can put you over the hump with these last 4 ball games?
I do think so, and I think we're a close team, and we will figure it out. I feel like during the course of the game, we're very locked in. Getting stops, making plays, and we just have to find a way how to do that. The last couple minutes. I think that's where we're struggling a little, and but I trust that that we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna click, and we're gonna get some stops and win some ball games.
Mm-hmm. With your ability to shoot the ball, I know you've had that for a while, high school and at Auburn, but is it hard for you with your minutes coming in and out of the ball game to keep that repetition and that feeling going?
Um, I'm honestly kind of used to it. And just when I get in there, the adrenaline's kicking in. I'm in the moment. So I feel like through all the shots I put up in practice and outside of practice, I feel pretty good in there. Even if it's not for an extended amount of period, I know I can make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Um, do you feel more comfortable playing at the 2 spot or the 3 spot, or what's more natural for you?
Yeah, so this year I've mainly played the three, but last year I moved a little from two to the three, and our offense is pretty. There's a point guard and the five, but other positions are pretty interchangeable. So for me it's pretty much the same play calls, and yeah, I don't mind either.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about this stretch at the end of the season here. I know you guys, like we said, it's been a pretty brutal February schedule wise, but it doesn't get much easier the last 4 games here. You got to go to Kentucky and Alabama, and then you got Tennessee on senior night. What is that going to be like, you think? And what do you guys have to do the last few games to make a statement?
Yes, as always, one game at a time. It's hard to, with this Vandy loss, it's hard to not dwell on a game, but you have to forget it. You got to move on to the next clean slate. So, today we're about to start prepping for Ole Miss. How can we defend them, guard them, and what can we do to win that game? And then, after that, then we'll figure out the rest. But right now, we're just taking it one game at a time and just focusing on just improving.
Mm-hmm. Um, I think I've heard this answer maybe before or part of it, but when you were coming out of Mountain Brook, you had some other opportunities. What made you decide to pick Auburn?
Yeah, so out of I wanted to play basketball in college. I was pretty set, but I was also looking at education. But I had some D2, D3 looks, and I just didn't think they were the right fit for me. And I found Auburn. I found this program, industrial design, my major, and that looked interesting to me. And also Coach Pearl. Growing up, I just loved watching his passion and his coaching staff's passion, and had a meeting with him and my family, and it just felt right. And I just felt that that they truly care and are passionate, and that's what made me want to come here.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that passion the other night against Vanderbilt with those jump ball situations. We'll call them jump ball situations.
Yeah, we'll call him jump ball.
But you seem very calm on the court when you're playing most of the time, and you see him as very passionate. So, Is there something we're not seeing, or what is that relationship like?
Yeah, I've just kind of throughout the years just really learned the system, and so when I'm out there, I'm comfortable, and I know when our coaching staff's very intense. They're gonna let you know when you're doing something wrong. And it doesn't really matter how they say it. What matters is the message they're saying. So you can look past the angry faces, and it's just passion. So for me, it doesn't really phase me. I'm just listening to the words that they're saying just to try to help us win.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Coach Pearl. Obviously, you guys share the Jewish faith. How quickly did you bond in that regard?
Yeah, so I know Coach Pearl, we have a relationship in basketball, but also, like you said, religion. I remember freshman year, I thought it was so cool. Like I didn't really expect this, but you'd have me over for like, a holiday, like Passover. He had me over for a Seder, and that was really cool. He also throws this Hanukkah party every year for all the Jewish kids at Auburn, and so just through that, and I really thought that was a cool and unique thing, and just having that relationship was really cool to me.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, the trip to Israel before this season was special to the whole team, but especially for you and Coach Pearl. Just a little bit about what that meant to you to go over there and share that experience.
Yeah, so I that was my fourth time going over there. The times I went before, I was a little younger, so this time was it meant a little more, because I was older. I really got to take in how it is over there, and what was really cool is none of my teammates had been there, so just seeing them get to experience everything for the first time was like I could like kind of live it again through their eyes. Going to the Dead Sea, all them floating and putting the mud all over them. It was just really cool, really special.
Yeah, losing their cell phone in the Dead Sea and all that kind of stuff.
That too, yeah. There was a lot of funnies that day.
And I think I read where you'd like to return and maybe play pro ball over there after you get through with Auburn and college basketball. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's been a goal of mine. To play professionally, and just going over there. Like I said, when I was older, I got to see the Israeli basketball. They really love basketball over there. The fans are great, and if I could play over there, that'd be awesome. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit, Lior, about your major at Auburn. I know you've been an academic All SEC performer a couple of times. You've gotten several academic honors. What is it like these days being a student athlete? How tough is that? And tell us a little bit about what you want to do maybe after basketball.
Yeah, so I'm an industrial design major, or I like to call it, some people call it product design, working with products like cars, lights, anything you have to design. So, I'm drawing, making models, 3D models, and, making all these renderings for my ideas. And, it's a lot of work. And, I'm learning all these skills from this major, but, the main thing that I really learned is just time management, which I think is also equally as useful. And I've learned each year how to manage my time. This year it's a little bit easier because I know the system. But after basketball, when the ball stops bouncing, I'd like to get back into working in industrial design. As far as like what I would want to do with it, I'm not too sure. I got my passions like guitar, maybe go into guitar design, but not really sure right now.
Mm-hmm. You're a singer or a guitar player?
I just like to strum the guitar a little. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, tell me the last couple of games as we were talking are sneaking up here. Tell me first of all, Ole Miss is Wednesday night, and you guys have played them once already. Any one or two keys that you guys are looking at? I know you're just starting prep today, but what's the key to taking care of Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think it's, there's Ole Miss, but it's just been a common theme for us when we hold teams to a certain amount of points, we have a good record. I can't remember the number, maybe 70 something. When we hold teams below that, we're like 18-2 or something like that. But I think with every team, we just have to guard them like they've never been guarded, and we did a good job of that when we played Ole Miss, and we'll just have to do that again.
Yeah. People think of you as an offensive player. They look at your shooting ability. How much do you enjoy playing defense and playing on that end of the court?
Yeah, so I honestly love defense. I've always loved playing defense. I feel like it's a time, offensively, you're not always able to make a play because, the flow of the game, the ball might not come to you. Your shots might not be on, but defense, you always have a chance. You can take charges, steals, you can, anticipate a pass. And I really love defense. It's on equally as much as offense. But yeah, I'm passionate and about my defense, and yeah, it's good.
Who did you look at growing up playing basketball? Who was your guy in the NBA or college basketball? Did you model yourself after a college player? Or?
Yeah, I never really had like a certain guy I could always like look up to, but I obviously love watching like, Steph Curry, Luka. I love watching them now and just trying to like, take parts from their game, kind of implement it into mine. So not really one person, I just try to like take a few things I learned from each guy that I like and, and try to implement that into my own game.
Mm-hmm. Your guys, Jabari and Walker, are playing in the All-Star game, I think, coming up. Have you kept in touch with them, and what do you think about that?
Yeah. I've kept in touch with them. They're my good friends. I talk to Walker and Jabari all the time. I was actually with Walker yesterday. He was in town from the All-Star week, his All-Star break. But yeah, just seeing those guys and competing in the All-Star events is just. I mean, I grew up watching that, and see them now. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And I know it's hard to believe, but last game of the season, the Tennessee game, will be senior night for you. How much is that in the back of your head, and what will that be like? Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, so I keep hearing that it's coming up, but my mind almost won't let me like process it. So I haven't thought about it much, but I know it's coming. I know it's going to be an emotional night, and just it's 4 years of being at Auburn. It's been great.